Hello everyone, I am Manoranjan H, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Grade College, Bagepalli. Today we are going to discuss about strategic HRM, which is prescribed by Bangalore North University for 5th semester BBA. The topic which we are going to discuss today is HR practices in organizations life cycle. In the previous video, we have discussed on the evolution of strategic human resource management. Today, we shall discuss on the HR practices which are prevalent in the organization's life cycle. Okay, let's start. Before that, the session outcome would be you will be able to explain the new HR practices which are prevalent in the organization life cycle. Okay, we'll start. So these are the important concepts where which are very important in human resource organizations, which are these are the practices which are prevalent in the organization's life cycle. So we'll start with the first one, which is business strategy, which means the basic HR practice which is prevalent in an organization is business plan or business strategy, which means the human resource or the complete organization setup or managers or CEO level people, they will be deciding what is the strategy to be adopted, what are the different strategies to be adopted in the business to be prevailed in the market. Like they have to sustain in the market and they have to run a business to run the show. What are the different strategies they need to follow? Like they have to maintain the stakeholders wellness as well. So the first and foremost HR practice which is followed in an organization is business strategy. The second one is HR strategy. This is completely related to human resource management. Here, the HR managers, they have to develop their own plans, strategies to be adopted in an organization. They have various strategies to be followed, like, recruitment, selection, training, placement, and all those things. It is the prime objective or the practice of an HR manager to frame different strategies or plans in an organization. So this is an important HR practices. The third one is organizational design. So this is also a very important HR human resource practice which is prevalent in an organization. Here the HR manager has to analyze the various hierarchies which is prevalent in the organization, how they have to frame or design the development of organization. They have to analyze it. So this is also very important practice. The next one comes job and team design. No doubt it is a prime objective or a practice of an HR manager to analyze the roles and responsibilities of a job or team in detail. What should be the responsibility to be given to the different layers in an organization? It is the main, very important HR practice which is prevalent in an organization life cycle. The next one comes vision and culture. No doubt the main practice or the objective of a HR manager or a group people to analyze what is their plans or future goals, vision and culture, goals and culture of an organization. What are the different cultural practices to be adopted in an organization? They need to analyze. So it is also very important HR practice which is prevalent in an organization. The next one comes onboarding and induction. It is very important HR practice which is prevalent in an organization, no doubt. Onboarding, it's like recruitment and induction. So how many employees or workers or people to be recruited or onboarded to a particular system or particular workplace will be decided by HR managers based on the projects they get, and also what is their skill set and what type of training programs to be given to them. will also be decided by the HR people. So no doubt it is also very important HR practice which is prevailed in an organization. The next one comes assessment and appraisal. This is also one very important HR practice. Once people are work like employees have been onboarded to an organization, after that they have been given proper training like induction facilities and all, they will be allotted to particular workplace. Their work will be assessed, and based on the work they will be appraised for their compensation purpose. So the work will be assessed and appraised by the HR managers. So this is also very important or prime practices, HR practices, which is provided in an organization. The next one comes training and development. There is a difference between induction and training. Induction is for a newly joined employees to an organization. So the training is after they've been joined and they've been given a certain task. After they are doing the tasks, if they are failed or if they need to overcome or if they need to improve their work, they will be given proper training facilities to a new project or a new work environment. So this is called training and development. It helps the employees to develop their skill set and all. So no doubt it is also very important HR practice which is provided in an organization. Next one comes engagement and reward. No doubt it is also very important HR duty or responsibility of an human resource people in an organization. So they have to analyze what type of work to be given to employees. So and they have to satisfy the workers in terms of compensation or environment created like that. So they have to engage the employees in an organization in a better manner, and also they should be paid well. So it is a reward. So they have to be given the proper reward system, reward to the particular task they are doing. They should be satisfied so that they won't quit the job. So it is a very important HR practice in an organization to keep the workers or employees engaged and rewarded in a better manner. The next one comes career management. No doubt it is also very important HR practice, roles and responsibility of an HR manager to build a career of an employee. Each and every employee's career is very important in an organization for a future perspective. So an organization is developing just because of an employees, and it is an individual capable individual contribution which makes an organization develop in future. So the career of an individual employee also depends depends, and also it helps to improve the organization's development. So proper career management practices should also be given to each and every employee. It is also one of the important HR practices. The last one comes exit. Here exit means exit interviews. If an employee wants to leave the job or quit the job, so they have to, it is also very important work or a responsibility or a duty of a human resource manager to analyze the reasons for quitting the job or leaving the work like that. So they have to analyze, and in future they have to rectify these kind of problems, and they have to resolve it in a better manner so that another like the employee, the percentage of quitting the job or layoff should be reduced completely. So this is the picture of HR practices in an organization's life cycle. So the same thing has been depicted in this picture as well. So we'll start with interpretation of business strategy, one of the important HR practice we discussed, and followed by HR strategy, next organizational design, next we have job design and team design, next HR planning, next vision and culture, next recruitment and selection, followed by onboarding and induction, and assessment and appraisal. Next we have training and development. Next we have engagement and reward system in an organization. and we have career management programs to be given to the employees, and the last one is exit formalities. It is also very important task. The next slide, this particular slide also explains the same thing but in a different perspective. Now let us understand what kind of different perspectives HR practices corresponding to stages of an organization's life cycle is. So we have four stages of an organization's life cycle. One is startup, growth, maturity, and decline. In the startup stage, what are the different HR practices to be adopted? In the growth stage, what are the different practices to be adopted? And in the maturity stage, what are the different HR practices to be adopted in organization life cycle? And the last one is in the decline stage. What is the roles and responsibilities of an HR manager or HR practices in an organization? Now let us start with the first one, which is startup. When an organization is starting for the first time, or when just first time it is starting, so what are the different HR practices will be there? No doubt there will be a flexible pattern of work, so the different type of work to be given to an employee will be different and they should be flexible. Some people will be given some work, another people will be, if they are not satisfied with the work will be shifted to some other people, and same thing, the work culture will be different here. Next we have, as we already discussed, the first stage itself, recruitment of highly motivated and committed employees. So since it is a startup organization, giving recruiting a right employer, highly motivated and committed employee is very important. So this is also one very important HR practice. Next one, competitive pay. So once the highly qualified or motivated employees been recruited to the organization, they should be paid well. So this is called competitive pay. And the next one, last one, is little formality. So the formality should not be much more. For example, if we are recruiting someone, we should not, the waiting period of the selection or joining to the company should not be more. It should be very minimal so that he can join immediately and he can start working. This is the four HR important practices prevailed in an organization's life cycle. Next comes the growth stage. There we have these many points. The first one is more sophisticated recruitment and selection. Once this company is already started, and these are the HR practices which have been followed, next comes the growth stage. And here, highly again, once if there is a picture of recruitment and selection comes here, more sophisticated recruitment and selection people should be there. The next one is training and development. Once the employees have been recruited to particular organization, they should be given proper training. Different types of trainings are there based on their skill set and knowledge and communication and all. Based on their skill set, already prevailed skill set, training would be given and development will also be there. So the next one is performance management process, which we already discussed. Since after training and development, he will be put into the work, and based on it, based on his performance, an appraisal thing will be done. So that this will be linked to the reward system, which is the next point, or compensation. So this is also very important prime practice or HR prime factor for an organization's human resource people. The last one comes developing a stable employee relations. No doubt, this is also one very important HR practice. Developing a cordial environment, cordial employee relations in an organization is very important in an organization. So these are the factors which helps in growth stage of an organization. These are the practices, HR practices in growth stage. Next comes the maturity stage. So here there are two important points, which means maturity stage means the organization is already in a maturity stage, the profit booking happening. So it is almost all like the brand image, everything is in the higher level. Here, what are the responsibilities of an HR manager? The first one comes attention to the control of labor cost. So here everything will be in the peak level. They have to concentrate on reducing the labor cost. There should not be any overburden of recruitment or happening, or any kind of cost or which is related to labor should be controlled in a better manner. Next one, focus on increasing productivity. Their prime focus, since it is in a maturity stage, every single wrong decision will fetch you to the declining level. So Their main important motto is to increase the productivity from employees. The last one is control compensation. So the maturity stage definitely explains the HR manager to control over compensation. People who are already paid more, so they have to concentrate on maintaining the same level or even minimum level will also be. So every year they should not be given more hikes and all. They have to control the compensation. Okay, since it is a maturity stage, as I already told you, every wrong decision will take you to the downgrade of an organization. So these are the important HR practices in maturity stage of an organization's life cycle. The last one comes decline stage. So here wrong decision have been already taken because of some wrong happenings in an organization, companies in a declining mode. What are the HR roles and responsibilities will be there here? Let us analyze. The first one is emphasis on rationalization of workforce and downsizing. As I already told you, the work level or workforce will be rationalized or minimized, and only downsizing will be there. If here we call it as a critical workforce, critical employees. So only critical or very important employees who are very capable or very much required will be kept in the organization, and people who are supporting to organization which is not important will be sacked from the company. So downsizing will be there in declining stage. The last one comes in decline stage is retraining and career consulting services. So retraining and career consulting services, the already left out employees will be retrained in the organization so that they can develop the extra skill set to retain in the organization. And the next one comes career consulting services. So they will be given, the left out employees will be given proper career consulting or guidance to not to leave the company and stay in the company, and helps in productivity of an organization. So this is the different stages of organization life cycle where HR practices plays a very vital role. The same thing is explained in this particular picture as well. So we have various or different stages in an organization, how we HR duties or responsibilities will be there here, will be seen. So as we see, first one is the recruitment stage. What are the roles and responsibilities? Onboarding stage, what are the roles and responsibilities? In developing stage, what are the roles and responsibilities? Next, retaining stage, what are the different roles and responsibilities? And the last one, off board or exit formalities, what are the roles and responsibilities? The roles and responsibilities are nothing but the HR practices in an organization. So by this, I conclude myself with this HR practices and in organization. And let us meet in the next video. Thank you so much.